Hey fam, welcome to my corner, welcome to Crash Course. So today we're going to actually be talking about what company actually invented the Jeep. Stay tuned to Jack the Jeep. So let's review. 1916-1917, the U.S. Army was actually in the Mexican punitive expedition, and they were actually chasing around Pancho Villa, and that's when they started realizing they need a new form of transportation. Now during World War I, they actually used the Jeffrey truck, and it had 18 miles per hour. It wasn't really that great. So in 1939, between there and 1945 was World War II, and that's when they just started really looking into something different. They actually went, the short guy went and asked Howie and Wiley to build a new vehicle, and they built the belly flopper, or the Howie military vehicle, the belly flopper. It was front wheel drive. It actually had the engine, it was in the rear of the vehicle, and again, it was something that was nice, but they laid down on it. The driver laid down, operated it by joystick, and the driver, or excuse me, the passenger, they used a machine gun, was shooting things. So that's that. Now let's get back, episode 2. All right, episode 2, what we talking about? We're talking about war. What it isn't good for. Absolutely nothing. Say it again now. During the World War II, the Army, they needed something different. And that's what we're getting to, is who in the world invented the Jeep. Now, there's a few companies that were in running for it. A lot of people may know of Kaiser Jeeps. Here's a big one you may know, Ford Motor. And also we have one more. It is Willys Overland. Those 3 companies. But here's a little surprise, guys. None of these companies actually invented the Jeep. Who invented it? Who was the first? Who made the prototype? Well, here's the big name right here. This company, before I write it down, they are from Britain. They're from Britain, they're British, and they had these 2 coupes that they tried to make here in the States, but to no avail. They weren't successful at all. No one in the States liked their 2 coupes. One was a smaller coupe, one was a bigger coupe. This company is actually, they were on the verge of Chapter 13. Chapter 13, what's Chapter 13? Bankruptcy. This company was going bankrupt. They were out. They laid off everybody. The history of this company is amazing. The more I read about it, the more it's just phenomenal, the story behind this. That's why I decided to do this crash course, because I figured there might be other people out there that may want to know some of this history. So it's really pretty cool. So this company, you probably are like, Steve, get to it. I get it. Okay, so here it is. Bantam. Bantam actually is the company that first made the first prototype for Jeeps. That's how it initially started. It was in 1940, Bantam, Willys, and Ford, all 3 of these guys. So let me recircle it here in a different color. Let's try blue. That's purple still, Steve. Blue cap, guys, sorry. So Bantam, we'll just do that. Bantam, Ford, and Willys. Kaiser wasn't even in the picture yet. It was Bantam, Ford, and Willys. They all 3, they were kind of in this competition to do, to figure out the prototype. And actually, Bantam was the company that won that. It's kind of crazy. The Bantam needed this Army project more than anything else. They needed their foot in the door. Here's the problem. Out of all these companies, Bantam was probably the smallest automobile manufacturing company in America at the time. They were tiny. And like I said, they were almost bankrupt. They laid off everybody. All their engineers were gone. Everything else. So I don't want to erase too much of this because I always like to review. But I do want to give you guys a quick sketch. I'll do my best on it, on kind of what the front end. So when they started doing this prototype, they wanted to make sure it was lightweight. There were certain requirements, and we'll get to it on the next episode, of what the Army wanted. But they basically, you guys have probably seen it. And I have a little sketch here that I'm looking at, sorry. So, boop, 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 whoop, there that is. So what they used, this is actually the front hood, and it came down into the grill. That's part of the front fender there. And let's go here, whoop. And again, I'm not no art major, guys. There's one wheel, goes like that. This is too close. I'm not an art teacher, guys, sorry. There we go. And this is the grill. Kind of like that. So these right here, though, guys, front fenders, they actually use those off of motorcycles. So those are the kind of innovative new things that they were trying to look at to reduce the weight, because that was actually one of the things that the Army wanted as a checklist that they needed to do. So anyway, let's recap for today. Was it Kaiser, Ford, or Willys that first got the first prototype of a Jeep? Actually, no, it was Bantam. Let me rewrite that up there, so I erased it here. Bantam. Bantam Motor Company. One of the smallest motor vehicle companies in the United States. They were bankrupt. They laid off everybody. They didn't have engineers or anything else. So extremely hard times. Bantam definitely wanted their foot in the door to get the contract from the Army to do this. Next episode, we're going to be talking about the contract, all the military expectations, what the Army wanted. So you're going to definitely want to stay tuned for that. I know it's short, sweet, and to the point, but that's the crash course. My name's Steve. I'm out. Later.
You can call me stupid. Listen, you can call me sheep. You can say I